the superintendent, the representative, where they will say they will do they want it, do they want to do that one. Then they try and see about the road condition. Now my market in the bush. All of my planting, my black ball, some of my
where you say?
Embarrass her under the former President Weah regime. But since the government took over, we don't have freedom in real life. Street challenge.
Good morning and a pleasant welcome to K News. K News is a 45-minute presentation of news about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. On today's presentation of the news, my name is Benjamin Gabriel Kaver. We take a short break. We'll return to bring you the full package of the news. Welcome back to the news. We take our first story here where the House of Representatives has clarified that the protocol on the establishment of the African Court of Justice and Human Rights, House Speaker Richie Cohn disclosed that the instrument has been forwarded to the Liberian Senate for concurrence and subsequent approval by President Joseph Boakai. Speaker Cohn made the disclosure at the opening of the one-day dialogue of state and non-state actors on the promotion of the ratification of the protocol of the African Court of Human and People's Rights in Monrovia on Wednesday. The dialogue, which was organized by the Independent National Commission on Human Rights of Liberia, brought together human rights activists, representatives of civil society organizations and members of the judiciary branch of government and many among others.
I'm honored to join you at this important national dialogue on the ratification of the protocol to the African Court on Human and People's Rights. At the time called for advancement of justice, accountability, the rule of law in Liberia is so loud. This court is a crucial continental judicial organ intended to protect and promote human rights in Africa. Evidently, the African Court serves as a vital mechanism for safeguarding justice and human dignity across the continent. Therefore, the legislature welcomed this opportunity to engage in dialogue with key stakeholders to collectively reflect on the implementation and benefits of ratifying this mechanism. At the time I received this invitation, I quickly checked for the protocol. It might amaze you that the protocol being in our committee room for the past 1 year. As you may be aware, in June 2024, His Excellency President Joseph Newman Burger submitted a communication to the legislature requesting ratification of the protocol to enable Liberia's full participation in the African Court and recognizes its jurisdiction to hear individual complaints. The legislature immediately at the time welcomed the gesture and has since deliberated the bill on the floor and it was still in committee room as of the time I received this invitation. It might amaze you that upon receiving the invitation, I quickly called the Human Rights Committee, including the Committee on Judiciary to quickly make a report with all of the deliberation done so far, so we pass the report. And yesterday, successfully, we did pass the report.
For his part, the chairman of the Independent National Commission on Human Rights of Liberia, Councillor Dempster Brown, reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to defense of human rights at a national and continental level. Councillor Brown encouraged the Liberian Senate to concur with the House of Representatives in the ratification of the Protocol on the African Court on Human and People's Rights.
In 2024, the President, a delegation of the African Court on Human and People's Rights, visited Liberia and met with us. Their concern was that the protocol of the court has not been signed by the Liberian government, has not been ratified. We signed it in 1998, but up to present, we have not ratified it. And that 38 African countries have signed it. Signed it and ratified it, but Liberia have not ratified it. And so we met the pro tem and the vice president at the time and other government officials. And they assured the delegation headed by the president of the court that Liberia are going to make sure that this protocol is ratified. The reason why we are making it clear here and we are insisting that Liberia should ratify this protocol is that in recent times, this government has made effort. Since 1961, Liberia served on the non-permanent seat of the United Nations Security Council. From 1961 up to this time, we only served 1 year. Recently, we were successful, the government was successful to make effort. Now we are being placed on that non-permanent seat. And what we should know is that if we are on that seat, our concern should be the respect for the rule of law, peace, and stability in all nation states. Because the UN is dealing with not one country, they deal with all aspects of the country. But you who serving there, in your home, there must be peace and stability. And you have to raise the same issue for the other countries. Now, we gather here for public awareness.
His Councillor Dempster Brown earlier speaking was House Speaker Richard Nambikon. Finance Minister Augustin Pay Gafwan has strongly cautioned former Finance Minister Samuel Tuet against what he termed as a deliberate attempt to smear his hard-earned reputation. The caution follows allegations made by former Minister Tuet last week in which he accused Minister Gafwan of authorizing the reallocation of the COVID-19 stimulus fund to the school feeding program. Minister Gafwan clarified that the reallocation was confirmed by him, but only after it was proposed by former Minister Tuet during his tenure. Gafwan emphasized that the process was transparent and properly documented. He further revealed that the World Food Program recognized and supported the decision, channeling over 80% of the fund amounting to more than $900 million Liberian dollars into the government consolidated account. Minister Gafwan advised the former minister to concentrate on his ongoing reputation trial, that's corruption trial, rather than resorting to public accusation aimed at damaging his character.
We should not, look, whatever difficulties my colleague is in, I wish him well and I always wish him well. But to try to drag me in things that obviously I'm not a part of, the insinuation, don't mind all that stuff about, no. You put it out there, you try to give kind of photo to colleagues, and they took liberties on my character. And I tell my colleague, desist from that. Desist from that.
A follow-up to that.
Desist from that.
At the latter part.
Let me say this. Let me land on this. Because people took liberties on my character. You know what happened? As we speak, the BFP had to continue or part of the program because they couldn't shut down. So they were giving $234,000. They can come and come for the money. We, in short, we told the WFP, send the government portion to the consolidated fund. Can someone who wants to steal government money tell people to send money to the consolidated fund where the Auditor General of the Republic of Liberia will have an eye and will audit? As we speak, on July 3rd, the 80% of the government money, I think $937,000, hit the government account. It is there.
His Finance Minister Augustine P. Gafwan. The Liberian National Police has denounced what it described as misleading and unfounded statement made by Moba Molu during his live broadcast earlier July 16, 2025. In the broadcast, Molu called on motorcyclists to join the planned protest with their bikes, falsely claiming that the LNP had agreed to permit motorcycles during the event and that police checkpoints will be suspended. The LNP wishes to make clarity that no such meeting took place and no such commitment was ever made. LNP says Molu's statement is a deliberate distortion of facts intended to sow confusion and disorder. Motorcyclists and citizens are therefore advised to disregard Mr. Molu's broadcast in its entirety, as it poses a serious risk to public safety and may lead individuals to violate existing laws and security protocols. His misinformation is dangerous and undermines efforts to safeguard public peace. Meanwhile, and in keeping with a duty to maintain public safety and order, the LNP has officially released the designated protest route along with clearly defined access restriction. These directives will be strictly enforced throughout the duration of the protest. Restricted areas, no entry permitted, is the road from the Executive Mansion to the Capitol Building, road leading toward Buzi Quarter. These zones will be actively monitored. Anyone found within these restricted areas, especially motorcyclists, will face legal consequences, including impoundment of motorcycles under existing laws. Approved protest route open for assembly starting point City Hall, route main Tottenham Boulevard, passing University of Liberia, heading out the road leading to LNP headquarters. Police personnel will be strategically deployed along this corridor to observe, secure, and facilitate peaceful protest conduct. No motorcyclists will be permitted along the protest route or in restricted zones. Violators will be held accountable in accordance with the law. The Liberian National Police remain fully prepared to safeguard all citizens, uphold law, and preserve public order. The Fifth and Justice Network has expressed concern about the planned protest spearheaded by the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day under the leadership of Moba Molu. The network's executive director, Reverend Dr. Turbot Jalai, said, while peaceful assembly is a constitutional right, street demonstration at this moment, given the nation's current social and economic climate, pose unnecessary dangers to public safety and national stability. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia on Wednesday, July 16, 2025, Reverend Jalai pointed out that Liberia cannot afford to luxury or political showboating that undermines the hard-won peace. The network unequivocally rejected the use of street protests as a tool for political agitation. He urged political actors and members of civil society to exercise their constitutional rights responsibly and not misuse them to threaten Liberia's fragile peace.
The Faith and Justice Network issues this urgent and heartfelt call to the people of Liberia especially the faithful from all denominations, religious bodies, and moral communities, to choose peace, dialogue, and national stability over chaos and confrontation. We are deeply concerned by the planned street protests spearheaded by the civil society group Solidarity of Trust for a New Day stand, under the leadership of Mr. Mumba Molu Jr. While peaceful assembly is a constitutional right, street demonstrations at this moment, given the nation's current social and economic climate, pose unnecessary dangers to public safety, national stability, and intercommunal trust. Our country cannot afford the luxury of political showboating that undermines the hard-won peace we struggled to maintain since the end of Civil War. The Faith and Justice Network unequivocally rejects the use of street protests as a tool for political agitation in Liberia at this time. We stand firm and united in our call for all citizens, especially political actors and members of civil society, to exercise their constitutional rights responsibly and not misuse them to threaten our fragile peace. We remind every Liberian that freedom of expression is not a lesson for destruction. The right to protest must never be weaponized to undermine the stability, security, and progress of our nation.
He is the Executive Director of Faith and Justice Network, Tarbet Jalal. The Liberian Revenue Authority has become the first government agency in Liberia to actively achieve full asset declaration compliance for its entire staff. Speaking at the joint press conference at its headquarters, LRA Commissioner General James W. Jala said the move fulfills the 2015 board resolution requiring all employees from janitors to senior officials to declare their assets. He also announced that the next steps will include asset verification and lifestyle audit in collaboration with national security integrity bodies.
It is important for us to clarify this to the public. The reason we went for requesting all staff of LRA to declare their asset is because in a 2015 board resolution, the board of the LRA at that time resolved that every employee of the LRA must declare their asset. And this is very, very important considering that LRA is the agency of government that raises revenue. The role of everyone in LRA is really very important and might be prone to mishaps that will impugn and impede revenue collection. So that is why it was important for us to follow this mandate. Even though the mandate was passed since 2015, but this feat has not been achieved, throughout these years. So with that clarification, I would like to just make my formal statement, because today marks a proud and transformative moment for the Liberian Revenue Authority. We are honored to stand alongside the LACC to formally announce the LRA has become the first agency of the government of Liberia to achieve 100% asset declaration compliance for all of our staff. And this includes staff who are drivers, from drivers to janitors, to office assistants, all the way up to the Commissioner General. This milestone is more than just a statistical achievement. It is a clear demonstration of our institutional commitment to transparency, accountability, and integrity in public service. As the nation's revenue authority, we recognize that trust is the cornerstone of effective tax administration. By holding ourselves to the highest standards of ethical conduct, we hope to set a precedent for others and reaffirm the public's confidence in our work as revenue collectors. We extend our sincere thanks once again to the LACC for its guidance and partnership throughout this process. This milestone is a joint success and a testament to what is possible when national institutions work together with a shared vision for a more transparent Liberia. Let me just tell you what we envision the next step to be. In the LACC role, as she mentioned to you, once assets are declared, the next step is asset verification. So we are going to be working with the LACC to make sure that these declarations, for those for whom verifications have not been conducted, verification will be conducted. And following verification, what we intend.
For her part, the chairperson of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, which partnered with the LRA during the process, praised the milestone and called on other government institutions to emulate the LRA's example. Councillor Alexandra Zoe described the deployment as a sign of institutional maturity and reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to supporting similar efforts across the public sectors. Both institutions reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening transparency, accountability, and public trust in government service.
Integrity is not a slogan. It is a behavior, a deliberate and consistent action that must begin within the walls of our institutions. Asset declaration is one of the key pillars in our national anti-corruption framework. It serves not only to safeguard against misuse of public office, but also to build trust between government and citizens. At the LACC, we believe in collaboration, especially with institutions that are willing to walk the walk and talk the talk. Today, the LRA demonstrates that its commitment to good governance is more than rhetoric. It is a leadership by example. This move aligns squarely with Section 10 of the National Code of Conduct and the broader mandate of the LACC to promote integrity, investigate allegations of corruption, and support preventive measures across all sectors. Our partnership today signals a renewed era of interagency collaboration. We are not just witnessing asset declaration, we are witnessing institutional maturity in a culture where accountability is internalized. To all LRA staff, your decision to comply with this directive shows courage, and to other government institutions, we challenge you to follow suit. Let us make asset declaration a new norm, not a rare exception. In closing, the LACC stands ready to offer technical assistance, monitoring, and verification services to support this process. Together, we will continue to build a public service that is trusted, transparent, and truly committed to serving the Liberian people. Thank you very much.
She is the chairperson of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Alexandra Zoe, earlier speaking, was the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Double Jala. The Executive Board of the United Congress Driver Transport Union of Liberia has cautioned its members against participating in the July 17, 2025 Enough is Enough protest being organized by the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day under the leadership of Morba Molu. The United Congress Driver Transport Union President General UJ Koko urged all motorcyclists with membership in the union to stay clear of the protest. He encouraged members to go about their normal work duty and resist the temptation of forming part of the protest due to intimidation from the organizers. Koko is of the convention that political grievances must be addressed through dialogues instead of street protests that has the proclivity to create chaos and pandemonium.
This is a strong press statement by the National Executive Board of the United Congressional Transport Union of Liberia, headed by Mr. UJK Kaka. We say once again, nowhere else will get beside Liberia. And let me inform the public and let the public have it on record. To all drivers that flew under the United Congressional Transport Union of Liberia, residing in the 15th county, the National Executive Board coming out with a press statement telling you people we are not part and parcels of this July 17 protest. People that are going around in the various parking station in certain drivers stay away from A. If we want to have our protest, we are institution by ourselves. We're going to fund a protest. We know the proper way to channel it. It's not from this issue we're going to have a protest. No, we are not part and parcels of this because they are not doing the right thing. It's not the right time for protest. When is the right time? They are not doing the rest. It is time to sit down the round table and understand what is unfolding and solve it out. Today, people that are funding protest, their children are in the United States. Their brothers are not here. But they will go and tell people, children, to get on the street. And one thing you remember, when you're out there tomorrow, when they arrest you, the way they will treat other people, do not treat it that way. And they will stay away. Uganda leadership now. We are discussing how this country will go forward. We're not discussing the evil one that happened yesterday to bring it back. No. We are saying no. We are not part and parcels of the protest. I'm informing all drivers residing in the 15th county. Tomorrow to have a free flow of traffic. Tomorrow go to your various parking station, load your cars, and go freely. And trust me, I will be out by the morning hour by 5 o'clock visiting the various parking station. Make sure that all our drivers make their way to the various county tomorrow.
He's the spokesperson of the United Driver Transport Union, UJ Kaka. The House of Representatives has mandated its committees on education and health to review a proposed act seeking to amend the amended Act of 1992, which established the John F. Kennedy Memorial Medical Center. The goal is to elevate the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts TNRMA from a diploma granting institution to a degree granting institution. The decision was taken during the 18th day sitting of the second quarter of the second section on Tuesday, July 15, 2025. The move was initiated by the submission of a communication from Representative Augustine B. Chiwolo of Dover County Electoral District 5. In his communication, Representative Chiwolo emphasized that since its establishment in 1945, the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts has played a pivotal role in training thousands of mid-level healthcare professionals, including nurses, physician assistants, environmental health technicians, and laboratory technicians through its diploma programs, which span 2 to 3 years. The lawmaker noted that after 80 years of impactful service to Liberia healthcare education sector, there is now a compelling need to align TNRMA's academic offering the national and international standards by enabling the institution to award bachelor's degree to its graduates. According to Representative Chiwolo, this initiative seeks to enhance the quality of healthcare education in Liberia by strengthening one of the country's most trusted institutions to better respond to modern health challenges.
Honorable Nangwekun, Speaker, House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Reference: Submission of proposed act to amend the amended Act of 1972 establishing the John F. Kennedy Memorial Medical Center to elevate the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts (TNRMA) from a diploma granting institution to a degree granting institution. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I have the honor to respectfully submit to this honorable plenary a proposed act seeking to amend the Amendment Act of 1972 establishing the John F. Kennedy Memorial Medical Center, specifically for the purpose of upgrading, elevating the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts from a diploma granting institution to a full degree granting institution. Distinguished colleagues, since the establishment of the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts in 1945, 80 years ago, the institution has served as a major cornerstone in Liberia's health education sector, producing thousands of mid-level healthcare professionals, including nurses, physician assistants, environmental health technicians, and laboratory technicians, offering diplomas to graduates after 2 or 3 years of study. Liberian healthcare educational sector demands a national and global standard that now necessitates CNIMA to offer bachelor degrees to all graduates who successfully complete the institution's curriculum. Amendments seek to strengthen our health sector by improving the quality and academic standing of one of our most trusted institutions who can respond effectively to modern public health challenges. Colleagues, I respectfully request that this proposed legislation be given timely consideration and endorsement by this august body. Copy of the proposed act herewith attached. Respectfully submitted, Honorable Boston B. Chewolo, Representative District 5, Lofa County.
She is the House of Representatives Chief Clerk Major Sion reading the bill. With barely 12 hours to the much publicized, as we await the much publicized July 17 Enough is Enough protest today, the lead organizer has raised alarm over alleged police intimidation against peaceful citizens assembling to express their grievances against the ruling Unity Party government. Moba Molu described the abrupt move by the Liberian National Police on late Tuesday at Chuf FM, where one of the staunch supporters of the protest had gone to honor an interview, as a calculated plan to intimidate peaceful citizens ahead of the protest. The former politician turned civil society advocate alleged that a huge police presence at Chuf FM on the night of Tuesday, July 15, was a calculated attempt to intimidate Chokon Grade from rallying members for the protest. Chokon Grade, alias Yellow Machine, is the president of the Supreme Motorcycle Union of Liberia. It is reported that Chokon is a member of the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change-led government. Chokon has been seen mobilizing in various parts of Monrovia for the protest. Molu urged the Wagai Kun Unity Party-led government to uphold the constitutional rights of individuals that will be involved in the protest and disengage from provoking any form of violence.
The people will assemble. They play July 17 is a protest. Unfortunately, while he was on radio discussing details of the protest, without any provocation, without breaking any laws, without establishing any basis for an arbitrary police action, the Liberian National Police of Gregory surrounded the Truth FM premises, intimidated and threatened because of his outspokenness on issues of national interest, particularly the plain July 17 peaceful protest that is this occasion to remind President Boakai, whatever affects Chokon Grade is your responsibility. I don't know how you think you can intimidate or forestall a mass-based, people-driven process that is deemed to occur regardless of police approval or otherwise. Your attempt at intimidating, your attempt at creating fear, panic, and pandemonium is not going to deter the success of this particular planned protest. It's not going to deter the success of this peaceful, not violent, democratic right. The people will assemble.
He stands National Chairman Moba Molu. Lefa County Electoral District 2 Representative Julie Weah has strongly backed a proposal from House Speaker Reggie Namwekon calling for women's reserved seats in the legislature. Recently, Speaker Kon vowed to present a proposal seeking to reserve 10 seats exclusively for women during general and legislative elections. Expressing her support for the proposal, Representative Weah underscored that the move reflects a significant step toward increasing women's participation in national decision-making processes at the legislature. She emphasized that women are mostly marginalized for elected seats in labyrinth body politics. The Louva County representative noted that having 11 elected women lawmakers from 170, that's 103 seats in the 55th National Legislature points to a political marginalization of gender equality. Representative Julie Weah said embracing the proposal for women's reserved seats will place Liberia among the Committee of African with women's gender quota in politics. She added that the move will significantly impact women's voices in legislative decision making.
In Liberia, the women are less represented. As we can see right now, out of 73 lawmakers, we have only 8 seats. And with that, most of the legislation, maybe that will be able to help more women, children, and even the country. It's difficult breaking it through because we are less. So we are appealing to our colleagues to allow us to have extra seats. So hearing this news championed by the speaker is a good news for all women. And we applaud that. The reason is the women are less. Securing extra seats, adding to the 8, for example, is 18. All right? But if you open it right now, you're the men, you are so powerful. It's just by luck and by blessing you find some of us keep coming back. But the men, you fight very, very strong. So creating a special seat only for women to contest, that gave Liberia a very good recognition in the world. So we find it difficult in getting to be heard. So if we are more, we bring more ideas because we come from different backgrounds. The women, we face the people, we do more interactions with our citizens. For example, I'm a mother of maybe 4 children. Those 4 children, I'm closer to them than even the men because the men go out every day to work and I have to take care of them. So I will know more about them than the father. So most of the time, I have to tell the father what to do. So with that, it's the same with the house. Getting more women, especially from different backgrounds, different careers, it will help Liberia in developing most of the legislation.
Interpreted as misrepresentation of the current reality. In a press statement signed by NPP Director for Press and Propaganda Bobby Addison, the party noted that while all may not be wealthy leaders and supporters of the protest lack the moral grounds to stage a protest. According to Addison, the NPP considers the organizers of the protest inappropriate and dishonest, arguing that they are trying to nurse the political wounds from the 2023 elections defeats.
The leadership of the National Patriotic Party has called onto question the Enough is Enough protest, organized by STEM as a misrepresentation of the reality in Liberia. The NPP believes that while all may not be well in the country, the approach of STEM and its collaborators and the inscription given to their planned protest cannot suffice to be declared enough is enough. To declare that enough is enough means that things have broken beyond preparations and that's an urgent need for rescue. Currently, enough cannot be enough because the government of President Joseph Yima Boakai has not lost track of his arrest agenda for inclusive development. Other than this, the National Patriotic Party NPP considers the organizers of this protest as unpatriotic and dishonest people trying to nourish the wounds of the past. The NPP believes that majority of the organizers and supporters of the Enough is Enough protests are some of the most dishonest fellows who lack the credentials and pedigree to assess the performance of the democratic system, a system they bypass when they had the opportunity to make the difference. The National Patriotic Party distanced itself from the planned protest and calls on all of its partisans, friends, sympathizers, and well-wishers to stay away from any odd activities leading to the protest.
He is the Director for Press and Propaganda of the National Patriotic Party, Bobby Addison. The House of Representatives has received a communication from Representative Mustafa Warite of Wapodo County Electoral District 3 submitting 3 legislative bills for enactment. The proposed legislation includes bills seeking to create the city of Bama in Wapodo County, a bill seeking to establish the township of Wesua in Waman District, and a bill seeking the establishment of the township of Kongba, also in Wapodo County. Representative Warite says the creation of these new administrative areas will open the door for economic development and provide much needed job opportunities for citizens across the county.
The 55th Legislature, Capital Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Reference: Submission of the bill seeking to create a city of Bama in Gbapolu County, the township of Wesua in Bama District, Gbapolu County, and the township Kongba in Kamba District, Gbapolu County. The Honorable Speaker, with compliments and with appraise for the level of professionalism you have brought to this Accord body, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and distinguished colleagues, I wish to submit the following bills for legislation. The bill seeking to create the city of Bama in Gbapolu County, the bill seeking to establish a township of Wesua in Bama District, the bill seeking to establish a township of Kongba in Gbapolu County. The Local Government Act of 2018 in Liberia in the legislation that governs the establishment and function of the government, including the creation of city and townships. The Act outlines the framework for decentralizing power for the central government to local levels. It will interest you to know that Bama, Wesua, and Kongba are heavily populated and have all facilities to become a city and township consistent with the Act establishing the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the City Ordinance. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and distinguished colleagues, the establishment of the city and township in Bama, in Gbapolu County will boost economic activities and create employment opportunities of the residents. In lieu of the aforementioned, I crave the indulgence of this Caucus Party to consider the establishment of the city and township. Best regard, Honorable Mustafa Warite, Representative District 3, Gbapolu County.
Grand Cape County Senator Daba Vabla has expressed frustration over the persistent failure of local county authorities to coordinate with lawmakers and provide valid financial reports, warning that the situation is undermining legislative oversight and weakening development accountability. Speaking during Tuesday, July 15, 2025, at the County Local Authority Senate hearing, Senator Vabla revealed that despite repeated verbal and written attempts to seek clarity from the superintendent and county council on administrative and fiscal matters, no meaningful response has been received. She noted that this growing lack of communication has disrupted coordination and made it difficult for senators to fulfill their oversight roles effectively, especially in the face of differing administrative interpretation and leadership gaps at local levels.
From my experience, even Cape Montanians come and raise issue about the administration, and we seek clarity from the superintendent through writing or verbal, we do not get that necessary redress, which makes it difficult for coordination. I know when we are in leadership, people have different ideas as to how we should proceed. So people interpret the way they think and bring it to the lead.
She's Grand Cape County Senator Daba Vavle. And now to draw down the curtain on this morning edition of K News, we take our foreign development where the Trump administration is threatening that treating South Africa almost like a pearl, blacklisting its envoys, refusing to send top-level officials to meeting its host, and threatening to hit the nations with such high tariff that its economic crisis is likely to deepen. The latest sign of this came with the revelation by the second biggest party in South Africa's coalition government, the Democratic Alliance, that the U.S. government had rejected President Cyril Ramaphosa's special envoy, denying him a diplomatic visa in May and refusing to recognize him as an official interlocutor. Well, on that note, we draw down the curtain on this morning edition of K News. It's been a joint effort from our News and Current Affairs Department here at Cool 91.9. Many thanks to our correspondent and contributors who helped in making today's edition of News a success. For and on behalf of the entire news team, my name is Benjamin Gabriel Keba. Good morning from Painesville.